All right, guys, I wanted to get back on here and do another video about JJ. The fan response, man, that I got from that JJ video was laughable, actually. It was laughable. A lot of it, I'm very shocked that people in any way, shape, or form think that Joanna Jedrzejcyk is ducking a damn fight. I don't think Joanna Jedrzejcyk cares. I really don't think that she cares at all. I think that Joanna was thinking ahead of the game. She's not thinking about the street stuff. Oh, these are street fights that you guys are talking about. I hear people in the comment section saying, anywhere, anytime, any place, Come on now. Come on. There comes a time when you get to a certain point in your career that you say, no, not anywhere or anytime. This is how you treat people who are children. A child. You tell them, wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning you're going to soccer practice. They're like, I didn't even know I signed up for soccer. Well, we got your clothes. We got your soccer clothes. So when you wake up, go ahead and take you a bath, and we got your soccer clothes over there. He's like, I didn't even want to do soccer. This is exactly how you treat children. Everybody signs a contract in a professional career. You sign a contract. The thing is, Joanna Jedrzejcyk, she believed that it was a professional career in mixed martial arts. She didn't know she was working for scumbag over here who was going to be treating everybody like trash. The fighters talk about, oh man, I saw Dana the other day. He had so much money on him. He paid for the whole restaurants, bar tab, this and that and the next. And yet you're making 7 and 7. On your 5th fight in the UFC, you're making 7 and 7. And they're saying they might cut your ass. It's not right, guys. This is not fair. That's what it's about. It's not about ducking. If we want to talk about this on a juvenile level, on a very juvenile, asinine level, let's do it. And then we can start talking. If we're going to do that, then sure, we can do it. And we can talk about anytime, anywhere, any state, we can do all of that. We can talk about ducking. We can talk about, no, but this is bigger than that. This is so much bigger than that. And you guys don't see it. Nate Diaz has passed on so many fights. Nobody ever said he was ducking. I never heard one video about how he was ducking anything. Every single top 5 lightweight, that name has been on a contract and it has been sent to Nate Diaz, but nobody says he's ducking. Riddle me this. Are we all too comfortable with Joanna Jedrzejcyk that we feel that we could just roast her no matter what? She doesn't deserve the respect of a professional fighter. She's given her entire life to this sport. This is what I'll say. I'm not a huge JJ fan, but I am well entertained when she starts opening up that mouthpiece and when she starts throwing those hands and feet. Entertainment sometimes is better than fanfare. Entertainment sometimes is better than fandom and fanatics. I am well entertained. Are you? I've always been entertained by JJ. Have you? If you had a chance to fight, if you had a chance to watch 2 fights, right? You could watch Valentina Shevchenko fight JJ, or you could watch Valentina Shevchenko fight Sarge Eubanks, or Caitlin Chikagian, or Jessica Ai, or Liz Carmouche. Who would you actually want to see? Which fight would you actually really want to see when you close your eyes at night and you have to think about which fight? Okay, well, which fight do I want to see? If you had all the power, all the matchmaking power in the world, which fight would you make? Just be honest with yourself. Your anger and your vitriol, it's not coming from her ducking a fight. It's just because you wanted what you wanted. We all wanted to see that fight. I'm not mad at it. I wanted to see the fight too. I'm 38 high. I'm pissed that it's not happening. I do not think that this is fair to Valentina's record. I don't think it's fair to Sarge Eubanks' record. I don't think it's fair to JJ. So I'm just being very honest, but I'm being honest across the board. Do not let the UFC turn your fanfare into some bullshit. They are raising their fans to be idiotic. Well, we wanted you to fight on 1 week notice. What type of fight is that? Have you ever seen? So one time I was at a bar. I was playing bar poker. I like to play bar poker here in Atlanta. I'm part of a league. And I was playing bar poker. Two guys next to me. Not next to me. Well, like one was sitting next to me. The other was across the table. They start arguing. Then they started getting up like they were going to fight. I said, well, let me get the hell out of here because I'm not going to be mixed up in it. I watched these two guys fight. Worst fight I had ever seen in my life. Out of breath. Out of gas, both men were doubled over after 3 punches. And that could happen to anybody, man. Is that what you guys want to see? You guys want to literally see a person come into an octagon out of shape, ill-prepared, and now they're ready for a fight. Come on. Come on. Clear your head and then think about it again. Have a Snickers. You guys might be hungry or some shit. It's crazy as hell. And I hear people mentioning, let me go in my comment section. I'm not going to call any of the commenters out because it's always love from my side. Even when it's wrong, even when I don't agree, it's still love from my side. But I will come in here. There was a long comment. You know who you are. You left me this comment. I didn't block it because there was nothing foul in it at all. And I actually appreciated the comment because it's creating this dialogue. We need to talk about this. I'm worried about the fanfare, man. I'm worried about the UFC fans. So somebody put, Jay, do you really think that 4 weeks is short notice? No, I don't think that 4 weeks is short notice. I think that 3 weeks is short notice, though. I think that 2 weeks is short notice. Because if the fight is in 4 weeks, let's not do math like we've got 30 days until the fight. No, you don't have 30 days until the fight because fight week, that's media week. That's media week and that's weight cutting week. You're not training. Every camp that's ever been successful in a fight, they stop training the week of the fight. So now we're down to 3 weeks, right? We're down to 3 weeks. And then now let's say the first week she signs the contract. So let's say she's in Poland. Let's say she's on vacation. Let's say she's hanging out. Let's say she literally just ate a burger today. Let's say she weighs 150. All of it starts to sound, it's not about short notice. It's about perspective. Will you be ready in a week? Will you be ready in a month? No, I will not be ready in a month. Sometimes people got to respect that. Now, I'm saying this to JJ. She said, no, she won't be ready. The UFC moved on. You can't really roast it that hard. She said no. They said okay. And they went to somebody else. So it is what it is. But there's something about it in terms of maybe having a phone call with her to say, look, we're going to go in a different, it was a respect level. It was disrespectful. And also the fans wanted this fight. Unless you guys want to tell me that you were itching to see Valentina Shevchenko fight Caitlin Chikagian. I would dare somebody to fix their lips to tell that lie. The big fight was Valentina versus JJ. Now, the next comment says, Evanger, Yana Kunitskaya took a fight against Cyborg in 2 weeks. Eubanks, Chukagian, all of these people were prepared to jump in 24 hours notice when Nico pulled out from the fight. Okay, 1, nobody stepped up for that Nico Montano pullout. We all saw that. Do not treat this scenario as if nobody has seen what you've seen. It's called the internet. It's available to every single person. All saw. Nobody stepped up. I don't know where you're getting these names from. You've pulled them out of a hat, pulled them out of the back, out of the dumpster somewhere. Nobody stepped up for that fight. That's why it didn't happen. That's why Valentina is out in the streets looking for a fight. It's getting that bad. Okay, so the next question. Do you really think that it was Valentina who proposed to fight earlier than she signed for? We're going to come back to that. Because I did say in the video, I thought that Valentina may have suggested it. And I do think that she may have suggested it because she's very hungry for a fight. And if I were a fighter, I would suggest it too. I would say, hey, let me get on that card. Let me get on that card. I want to get on that card. I think it'll be perfect. Yada, yada. There's nothing wrong with her suggesting it. Isn't that your guys' thing? You know, anytime, anywhere, any place, any state of mind, you know, fresh off a wedding. You catch me at the wedding. I'm fight. Isn't that the mentality? So I don't know why that would be a question, but we're going to come back to that question. Next one. Do you think it wasn't Eubanks' choice to step in and face Valentina without thinking she can beat her? There was no way that Eubanks knew that Valentina was still on the drawing board. Valentina was booked for a fight. Why would Eubanks then step up and say, I want to fight Valentina? No. She was already booked for a big fight. So was Eubanks. Trust me. I think that there was something that went down, and Eubanks said she saw this opportunity, and no shade on Eubanks whatsoever. This is a great opportunity for her. It is. It's just, maybe I should do a separate video. I don't know, but, you know, Eubanks is getting a big deal. She's fighting for the title. That'll always be big on her resume. It will. But the UFC is not doing her any favors. It looks like it on its face. It looks like the UFC is doing you some favors, but they are not. They're throwing you to the wolves. That's it. When this fight is over, Sijara Eubanks will be 3-3. There's a little bit of perspective that needs to be had here. She will be 3-3. And then they will put Sarge Eubanks up against Valentina Shevchenko. I'm just showing you. When they're ready to churn you out, it starts like this. Some random shit happens. The only way that she legitimizes herself, Sijara Eubanks, is if she goes out there and makes a good performance. I think she can. I actually think she can do a good performance. I think she's going to lose the fight, no matter what. She's got 5 professional fights. But when you only have 5 professional fights, the bar is low. You know, the bar is set so low for you that it's like, all you have to do is just kind of hang in there a little bit and people will give you props. But a fighter that has 5 fights is fighting a fighter that has God knows how many. This is a problem in the women's division, in the bantamweight division, in the flyweight division right now. There's no balance. And if anybody is out here with this juvenile narrative about so-and-so was scared, forget about that. There is a bigger problem at hand. There is a bigger problem at hand. Right now, they're serving up bullshit. And you guys think it's filet mignon. Be honest with yourself about these fights, about what's going on here. You know, so I'm going to keep it moving. Dana said something very interesting about Valentina in his ESPN interview. Valentina will fight tomorrow if we call her. She wants to fight every month. This is what Valentina and Joanna used to do in Muay Thai. If you ask me all questions above, my response will be, if you want to be a champion, you have to fight like a champion. Anybody, anytime, anywhere. That was the next comment. And that just brings me back to the question about, do you think that Valentina was the one who proposed to fight earlier than she signed for? Yes, it is. I do think that. Because Valentina really does want to fight. She has been deprived of fights. A lot of them. So it's not going to go past me that maybe she thought, okay, this is a card that needs a big fight. And I don't think she wanted the main event either. I think she just said, I think we can do this card instead of 231. That's it. So, you know, I don't know if that was, you know, if you think, I'm sure you agree. Everybody should be able to agree with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that maybe it's a possibility that she didn't. I would love to hear from her manager. To be honest, I would love to hear from Valentina Shevchenko herself. I want to hear from Valentina Shevchenko. I want to hear from Sijara Eubanks. I want to hear from Joanna Jedrzejcyk. I want to hear from Dana White. I want them all to call in on either the MMA Hour or Ariel Helwani. And I want to hear that in-depth interview about what's going on. I want to hear Roger Allen over on Coach's show. I want to hear what's going on. I would love to hear the inside scoop. I know the UFC likes to keep their cards close to their chest, so we'll probably never know. All of this will just be conjecture at the end of the day. It will. But I just want to say my little piece. That's it. Somebody asked me all of these questions in the comment section, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them. And I think I may have answered all of them, but let's see. Maybe you noticed I avoided the question why Joanna was ready to fight Valentina last on 12 hours notice when Nunes pulled out from the fight. Was she serious or was it pure and simple PR because Valentina was taking all the attention? Okay, this is what I'll say. I don't know if you actually are avoiding that question or if that was your way of asking the question, but I'll say this. I do commend you for not asking that question because people asking that question, it is not smart. You haven't worked through the logic. All you see an apple and you see another apple and you say 2 apples. Yay. When one apple is plastic, it's decorative, and the other one is a real apple. That decorative apple that you see, yeah, it looks nice and it plays the part for when I don't know what you're going to do with it. Play with the kids or something with the apple and just kind of, have fun with that. This is an apple, yada, yada. That's what that's for. That fake plastic apple. That was Joanna Jedrzejczyk stepping up for the fight. Here are the specifics. That fight was at 135 pounds. That fight was a main event. It was already a main event. I'm sorry, let me just be very specific with everybody. That fight was already a main event. So Joanna Jedrzejczyk, by definition, would be saving the card. See, this card, 230, that's not saving that card. UFC fucked that card up. The UFC tortured that card. The UFC's got 230 in the basement. It's beating the shit out of 230. The UFC did that to its own card. Why would you save it from what? From itself? The best way to save that card is to put a bullet in it. Say, well, come back next year, guys. 230 is canceled. Now, I'm not going to say that because the card is actually nice. I want to see Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman because Chris Weidman got to get that one back. So, I might be being a little lit right now, but I'm just saying. There is no saving that card, right? UFC came to Joanna, said, save the card. She knew that they were selling her BS. Sometimes you have to know when people are selling you BS. It's like when people say, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so sexy. You're so beautiful. Take your clothes off. Game. It's called game. It's called game. And Joanna peeped it. That's all that was. I'm not mad about it. I'm not happy about it. Somebody peeped game. This is life. Sometimes people don't peep game. That's life. But right here and right now, that other fight card when she would have fought Valentina at 135 pounds for the main event. No, maybe no belt would have been on the line. She could have missed weight. She could have went out there and got bludgeoned. There was nothing at stake. If they said, JJ, yeah, we'll come in. Come, save the card. You're fighting. JJ's up. She's in. There was no way for her to lose. Even if she got knocked out, there was no way for her to go in there and lose. It was a plastic apple. It will never rot. The real apple, the organic shit, okay? You have to preserve that. When you buy those apples, you have to wash them, dry them off, make sure water isn't on them to get them to decay. Dry them off. You might sit them in the refrigerator, but they will only last for 3 days. You have to be gentle with the real stuff. You have to be very gentle with it. Joanna Jedrzejczyk versus Valentina Shevchenko was a real big deal fight. It was organic. UFC has taken that from us. And now people are saying that it's JJ who is at fault here. Please clean your glasses off, change your contact lenses. Dial in. Dial in with your girl. Dial in with Jay. We're channeling a deeper place now, guys. We're channeling something a little bit better, a little bit deeper. We're thinking. We're thinking. The person who messed up UFC 230 is the UFC. Now they're trying to give Joanna a plastic apple when she already had an organic one stored in the refrigerator. It was perfect. It was exactly what she needed to push her career forward. It wasn't to push the UFC forward. short notice, that takes legitimacy away from a fight. I'll just let you know that right now. When it's short notice, everything gets wiped out. If you lose the fight, then you say, oh, I just fought this guy on short notice. I didn't even know what I was stepping. I trained for somebody else. Or if you're the short notice fighter, then you say, I stepped in short notice. I was just coming off the couch, man. Yeah, some people do it and some people do and some people don't. You know, you don't have to win or lose. When it's short notice, there's no stakes involved. Me personally, never want to see a short notice fight. There is a man named Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's fighting Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor beat somebody who had a belt. Khabib did not. Why? Because the person who had the belt, he had an injury. So we had to take a short notice fight. I don't care which way you slice it. That fight sucked. That juice was not worth the squeeze. I was just watching it like, Jesus, like amateur. It was amateur striking from Khabib, right? Now, his wrestling, nobody can top that. But still, we just had to watch mediocrity, all in the name of saving a card. Let's all point our fingers at the real problem here. The UFC pitching its tent and throwing a circus instead of actually putting on professional fights. You can be professional and still entertaining. People always say, is this a sport or is it entertainment? It can be both. I want to see both. JJ is standing up and seeing both. And me, if I'm not going to say Nate Diaz is ducking, then I'm not going to say that JJ's ducking. Anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And you know I want to hear the thoughts in the comment section.